Welcome to Rad on Wrestling. This is episode number 5. How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing great. Been up since about 8:30 this morning. Did some cleaning, organized some things. It's been pretty good. Pretty good morning so far.
Nice. And you, Derek?
I just woke up. I have my Red Bull here, so as we go on, I will have more energy. This is gonna be good.
Yeah. How about you, Jay?
I'm doing pretty good. I don't sleep in very much. I'm old, so like 10 o'clock is usually late for me. I was like, oh, I'm going to stay up all night tonight, and did not do that. But yeah, so first off, we should address that New Jack has passed away. That is
Definitely a controversial person.
Yeah. I will say I wasn't a big fan. I didn't really care of his hardcore stuff. I didn't really care for the man himself, but seeing a bunch of his fellow coworkers tweet about it, obviously there was a different person behind the scenes that interacted, because there's a lot of people that I was like, oh man, okay, there's a lot of respect out to him and stuff when it comes to the brotherhood of ECW, at least.
Well, I mean, like the big thing with New Jack, especially towards the end, for the last 20 years, he was in the news for all the wrong reasons. But going back to, early ECW, it really took off partially because of him. He was like, whether it was because you just wanted to see him whoop someone's ass, whether it was just because he had an interesting way of, how his music would play throughout the whole match. There's definitely some pros for him then, especially back in Smoky Mountain, so I mean, his earlier stuff definitely different than later on, but yeah, the wrestling world is definitely conflicted. But seeing people like Blue Meanie, who he said that New Jack was always looking out for him, that's awesome. Blue Meanie is a really good person. I met him, super nice guy. So it's good to see that even in his passing, like there's some good for him.
Mm-hmm. And piggybacking off of you get both of you, yeah. Like at first, I just know of all the New Jack, like essentially all the terrible things that he did in matches. So, watching Dark Side of the Ring, and even Derek, you showing me things from like years ago, like when we first started talking, like realizing like we both enjoy wrestling so much, you showing me matches and things that he did. So that's kind of what I knew of New Jack. And then seeing all essentially the outpouring of love and stuff on Twitter, and like other wrestlers who worked with him, like Tommy Dreamer, like, posting their things or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so maybe behind the scenes he actually was a good person. And even in Dark Side of the Ring, there's a few wrestlers who mentioned that he was actually a decent person, regardless of what he did in the ring. I'm just like, okay, you were just putting on a show, essentially. Ugh. But yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like New Jack kind of has, and I hope that Nick Gage doesn't get mad about this, but if he ever sees this, but like he's kind of like has that Nick Gage aura, because like I've met Nick Gage too, and Nick Gage was super cool to me. Like when I saw him in the ring and when I saw him backstage, two completely different people. Which I'm actually gonna see him tonight, GCW draft day.
Okay, all right. Well, so today's main part of the episode is about WrestleMania Backlash. We're going on to prediction number 2 of the season. We have 6 matches. Obviously, the card is subject to change. I don't think that they're gonna do less matches. They'll probably add another one, but so let's kick this off. And the first match that I have listed here is Damian Priest versus The Miz in a lumberjack match. What are your guys' predictions?
See, technically Bad Bunny picked up the win at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna go with Damian Priest. I don't feel like the Miz really needs the. Once again, he's set. I don't think he really needs the win. But if they want to play this rivalry a little bit longer, I could see the Miz picking up the win and them continuing it to the next pay-per-view. But I'm gonna go with Damian Priest on this one.
Derek?
I also have Damian Priest. With Priest, I mean, he's. I like that they're giving him kind of the slow build. Like, yeah, they gave him like a really big celebrity for WrestleMania to partner with, but let's be honest, WrestleMania with that match, everyone was surprised. Not necessarily by the outcome, just by the performance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Priest was injured at WrestleMania. I think that he's better now, and I think that WrestleMania was his chance to be tested. And Miz is someone that he's kind of the guy that, like, at any point he could win a title, and you're just like, yeah, the Miz is the champ. That's cool. Like, surprised, but that's cool. Like you're not surprised like in the way that you would be if someone like Kurt Hawkins, well, when he was there, if he won the world title, you'd be like, wait, what? You know, like the Miz, you're just like,
or like Jinder Mahal.
When Jinder Mahal won the title, that was definitely a surprise. But at the same time, Jinder's title reign was way better than I remembered.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, that one surprised me so much.
So you also have Damian Priest then?
Yes.
I also have Damian Priest. I feel like that's a no-brainer because I feel like the bigger story that's going to come out of this is the tension that keeps building between Miz and Morrison. They're definitely going that, alluding to just doing like Miz not being happy with what Morrison's doing. I'm curious of who's going to be the heel and who's going to be the face out of that, because Morrison hasn't been a face since he's come back. But Morrison has been doing kind of causing some of the issues or like annoying, I guess more so annoying the Miz. So I feel like Damian Priest will move on after this. I don't know what to, but
US title.
Yeah, right now I hope they don't go straight into a US title. I mean, that's the thing of wrestling, is they always have somebody come up and like, oh well, he just did one feud, let's push him into a title. We don't really need the title. Like, let's continue to build, because right now, who is Damian Priest outside of a guy that teamed with Bad Bunny? Like, you still need to kind of figure out exactly who he is. And I feel like another feud or two, definitely he's got US title in his future, unless somehow he gets drafted and then it goes to IC, but he's definitely mid-card title reign before he possibly moves up later on. But I also have Damian Priest.
Okay.
Next is I'm just gonna skip around here to an order of like matches of importance. The next one is, and this match I feel like will be the opener unless they do a title match, is Dirty Dogs versus the Mysterios.
I think they're gonna give it to the Mysterios. I mean, the Dirty Dogs, is that what they're calling themselves?
Yeah, they are a couple of dirty dogs. So, or at least Dolph Ziggler in his dating history. But
That's true.
Okay, so I think this is a good chance to let the Mysterios run the tag division for a little bit, especially Dominic. He's been going out there every night, giving us good performances, having very good matches. Like, he's doing a very good job, in my opinion. So let them run the tag division for a little bit, especially with his veteran of a father. Like, I think that's just a good storyline, in my opinion. So I think it's going to go to the Mysterios. I think they might let Dominic even get the pin. I'm not sure who would eat it. Probably Dolph. So I'm just gonna go that route. I think it's about time to take those titles off them, let them do some things, and then let the Mysterios run the tag division on SmackDown for a little bit.
all right.
I also have the Mysterios. I mean, let's be honest. Every time WWE pulls the trigger on Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, they always pull back pretty quick, which I don't agree with. I think Bobby Roode's definitely a world title level competitor. He's proved that his whole career in Impact. He's proved it in NXT. He's proved it even on in Raw and SmackDown. The guy's oozes talent and charisma, but I definitely think it's going to be the Mysterios. I think that they'll probably get a couple tag title reigns over the next year, maybe split, and Dominic goes heel because Ray has never been a heel, except kind of when he was in the Filthy Animals. But yeah, I think that this is going to be a win for the 619.
I want to say Dirty Dogs. I really want to say. I thought that they were really going to save the Mysterios win for possibly like SummerSlam, where there's an audience. But I feel like looking at the rest of the card, I don't see a lot of title changes, and I think that that's one that they can just do. And I think there's bigger title changes going to happen at SummerSlam. So I think that they might as well. I think that they might just give the Mysterios the win as well. So I will go with the Mysterios. I'm going to go with Robert Roode, though, taking the pin only because, I mean, not that it matters in our predictions, that the pinfall only matters in the triple threats. But I think that because Dolph has now lost to Ray and Dominic the last 2 weeks, taking the pinfall. So unless, which hopefully they do not do, they break up the Dirty Dogs by Dolph taking another pin and Robert Roode blaming him, which would be a fun feud between those two. I still, I just hate when they gave them a name. They started matching their attires. I don't really want them to give up, this early. So hopefully the Dirty Dogs, I'm hoping that they win, but I'm picking the Mysterios. All right. Then the next one we have is, let's go with Rhea Ripley, Asuka versus Charlotte in a triple threat for the Raw Women's Championship.
And really, 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 really want Rhea to retain. I don't know why I have this gut feeling that Charlotte's going to get it. Give her
finally going to get the big win?
Huh?
She's finally going to get the big win?
Yeah. I roll. I have no idea which way I want to go. I think I'm going to just go with Rhea, but I have this really gut feeling that Charlotte's going to win. I'm going to go with Rhea. It's going to retain. But because it's just Backlash, but I don't know why I feel like Charlotte is just gonna get it, and I feel like Asuka's taking the pen from either one of them. Asuka's there to eat the pen, but I want to pick Rhea. I'm gonna pick Rhea. I'm just gonna go with Rhea, but I feel like Charlotte's gonna win it.
Yeah.
I honestly feel like WrestleMania Backlash is like there's usually at least one pay-per-view per year where you're just like, yeah, we already know how this is going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is going to be that show. Because I agree. I believe Rhea is going to win. Well, Charlotte came back hot. She came back strong. If Rhea hasn't even been there or been the champion long enough to really show what she can do. So I'm going Rhea, and unfortunately, Asuka is going to probably take the pin.
I agree. Definitely going with Rhea. I think Asuka's also going to take the pin. I feel like the bigger picture of this is, which I also agree, have this gut feeling that they'll just give it to Charlotte because why not? Because that's what they do in WWE. But I'm hoping that it goes with Rhea getting the win over Asuka. The next pay-per-view going against Charlotte, Rhea retaining again to get her win back over WrestleMania, and that's when we go flash forward to SummerSlam, and Charlotte could piss everybody off and take the championship then. But I definitely, I'm going same as you guys.
The thing with Charlotte Flair is that she's booked just like her dad was. Um, I mean, she is really, really good. Like, she's amazing. She's one of the best women on the roster. Because she has that, like, she kind of has like that old school vibe. But she also has her style. But she's gonna end up getting the Cena treatment.
Yeah, and it's funny that you bring up Cena, because I was gonna say that's my comparison, where Cena had so many great matches, regardless of his 5 moves of doom and all that stuff. I mean, basically almost every super face gets put down that direction. Stone Cold had it, and I love Stone Cold, but he had the exact same type of thing.
To be fair, Stone Cold only had the title 3 times.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking about as when it comes to his, because he had mostly wins, regardless of him. But he always had the same. And both Stone Cold, as you could tell from his WCW days, was more than capable of more than just punching and kicking. I know towards the end that was basically for his back or neck issues that was easier for him. But John Cena was very more than capable of doing a lot more, and that you're told what to do in WWE, unfortunately. But all right, so let's go on to the other triple threat, which is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre versus Braun Strowman.
Man, this is another toss-up for me as well. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know if Bobby's gonna retain or if Drew's gonna take it this time. Bobby had his major win at Mania, which was awesome. I mean, he got the title, but right before Fastlane on just a Raw. Still kind of a short title reign. I'm gonna say Bobby's gonna retain, and then unfortunately Braun's there to take the pin. I think they threw Braun in there so that we wouldn't have Bobby versus. It's kind of like the Rhea and Asuka situation, honestly. It's not a 100% rematch from Backlash. They threw a third person in there to kind of like rumble things up, and not only that, just so they don't get like another clean like kind of win over the person they just faced at WrestleMania. So I think Bobby's going to retain, but he's going to, I don't know if he's going to tap out Braun. Braun's too big to get in the hurt lock. I think he's going to eat a pin though. I think a spear is going to come out of nowhere and he's going to get the pin. So I'm going to go with Bobby. Bobby's going to retain.
I'm going Bobby. And I agree. Braun's there to take the pin. But I think that Drew is going to hit like 3 claymores on Braun, and the spear is going to come to Drew, and then Bobby's going to pin Braun.
Ooh, that's good.
As much as I want Bobby to win, I feel like the third man being added is to also take the title off of Bobby. There's no reason to, but I'm going with just out of just some type of shock value, because AEW, there's a lot of more talk going on in the wrestling world about AEW, other partnerships or whatever. And there's really, this pay-per-view is the epitome of why WWE is doing how it is like we said, this whole pay-per-view is very predictable, and it's not something that WWE's not aware of the situations. They may choose to ignore a lot of things because Vince McMahon is stubborn. I feel like Bobby Lashley is now always going to be, I feel like he's going to have another championship run in him, maybe more than just the one. But I think that Bobby Lashley is going to get taken out, and I think that the title is going to go back to Drew, and Drew is going to transition into a heel. And and there's just gonna be some changing. But I feel like I'm gonna go with Drew just to shake things up. Though I really want Bobby just to keep going. I want Bobby to have a longer run, but I'm shocked that.
I also have a moderately bold prediction for Bobby Lashley's future. I think by some, like whether he wins or loses, by SummerSlam he will have the title again, and then they're going to do Brock and Bobby.
And I think I agree with you on the Brock versus Bobby. I just don't think that it's going to be for the championship.
I hope it's not.
No, and that's same here. I want that match because if you do without the championship involved, it adds more like chaos to it because I'm like, I really have no idea who's going to win that match because there's no stakes. Like when you put a championship on it, I'm like, oh, they're going to give it to Brock. And I want Bobby Lashley to beat Brock. It's been something that has been building for so long that Brock is not, I mean, if he's just going to come in for a match at this point in his career, let Bobby take it. I know Bobby's older, but Bobby deserves it because he's a full-timer. He's worked hard to get what he's doing, and he's just like, and I was not a huge fan of Bobby back when he's shaving Vince McMahon, getting into that angle of shaving Vince McMahon's head. I don't support a Bobby Lashley that is also a Trump supporter at that time. So I would like I want that SummerSlam match, but I want Bobby to, and I want it to be a hard-hitting match, but I want Bobby to win it. But for tonight's thing, I think that Drew is going to win it, but also Braun will be taking that pin to save Bobby.
You mentioned chaos, which that's good. After we're done with our predictions, there's something else I wanted to bring up. So,
all right. Well, we only got, I think, 2 more matches. Or no, 3. No, yeah, 2 more matches.
All right.
Go with the SmackDown's Women's Championship: Bianca Belair versus Bayley.
I want Bayley to win. I want her to, but she's not. Bianca's definitely retaining. Bayley's gonna put Bianca over. Let's be honest. From all the things that I've heard about her, like listening to like the New Day Pod and just other different like podcasts and things, I hear that Bayley is like one of like the best women like backstage, and she's kind of like a locker room leader. Actually, I've heard she like helps a lot of women. Like she helped the Iconics. She's helped like I forget their names. Damn. Anyways, but I know Bayley's going to like put on a really good show with Bianca, and she's gonna put Bianca over, and Bianca's gonna win. But Bayley's heel run is just so much fun. I need a title back on her. If she loses, I need her to go to Raw and shake things up over there. I need her to have a title because she is hilarious with her tattered hair and her laughing. I love Bayley right now as a heel, like so much.
The only problem with her going to Raw is right now the SmackDown's women division only has 8 women on it that are active. So they can't afford to lose anyone right now.
Make a trade. Put Put Asuka over there for a little bit. Asuka has done her thing. Like shake things up is what I'm getting at.
I definitely think that's gonna happen. I think that the draft should be coming relatively soon. And there's definitely gonna be some shakeups. There's a good point that you brought up about only 8 women on the roster.
The only actually I looked up all the different rosters, Impact, AEW, Ring of Honor, everything. The only roster that doesn't have someone injured is NXT UK.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, that's also because they're not as active. So I mean, right? I mean they record, but it's they have probably the easiest recording thing. Record and then just hang out for a long time, and then real quick, I am going to also go with Bianca Belair. I think that same thing. Bayley's there to help cement Bianca Belair to the main roster. I think that Bianca still has a lot to go with the championship, and Bailey is. I feel like at some point the four horsewomen of the WWE are going to end up back together on the same roster, and then they're going to do a build to the generations of like how there's now like this new thing of Rhea with Bianca. There's like kind of building to this next group of people that are rising up, even though it hasn't been a long time. So it's not like oh, here's like here's the Stone Cold to the Hogan and to the John, like it. But they are, I think that's what they're going to end up building up soon. But possibly for Survivor Series, because I definitely think that Becky's going to be back by Survivor Series. I'm interested what they're going to do with Sasha. Are they going to do, I mean, because that's another thing. Sasha could come back and be full heel as opposed to like where she was kind of that tweener in the feud. And it would be nice to see a full-blown heel Sasha against Bianca. But yeah, so Derek, your prediction?
Bianca. She put the EST in WrestleMania, so
that's true.
This is part of the name of this show, so
she's also the only face that like won her title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Night 2 is a train wreck.
Yeah. All right. And to the main, hopefully the main event, which is Roman Reigns versus Cesaro. I know where our heart all wants.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
I mean, Cesaro's definitely winning. He's going to take everyone out. He's winning. It's going to happen. I'm putting faith in the universe. Roman's going to win. I'm going to pick Roman because Roman's going to win. I'm just hoping it's not like a squash match, dude. I'm hoping he doesn't hit like 3 moves and puts him in a submission and Cesaro barely gets any offense. I'm really hoping Cesaro gets some good European uppercuts and some good athleticism. I'm hoping Roman still puts Cesaro over as like, he is strong. That was difficult, but I still picked up the win. And even like, so I don't know which one is it. Is it Jay that always interferes? I always confuse them.
Yeah, Jay is the one because Jimmy's the one that just came back.
Yes,
He's
exactly.
Nobody's bitch. So
Want that shirt. But yeah, I think Roman's going. Well, obviously Roman's winning. I'm just hoping that Cesaro it's put over as like a strong man. So, and it's not the end of this feud. Like it's not a one and done. I hope we get more of this later. So, Roman.
Yeah, I don't want to, but it's gonna go to Roman.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Just for the people that are just only listening, Derek just made Roman's going to fist his way to the champion to the win, I guess. But yeah, there were some.
He's fisting his way all the way to the win
on our end over here. Okay. I'm gonna go with easily Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is gonna win. And Cesaro is going to win the championship at SummerSlam. My prediction is that it's going to be a close one. Then they're going to throw him into another random feud. They're going to keep Cesaro elevated. SummerSlam, they're going to bring it back to right now. Cesaro will get the win in front of fans because right now I feel like any big champion, like something like that the fans have been wanting, why waste it virtually? Give Cesaro the win in front of a lot of fans, especially by then it'll be 100% occupancy. It'll be a big one. And then flash forward to my prediction for WrestleMania. One of the matches is Drew McIntyre versus Cesaro.
Whoa.
That would be good.
So that's what I was talking about, how I think that McIntyre is slowly going to be transitioned into a heel. I think that at one point Drew will lose the title. He's going to come to SmackDown. I think Roman Reigns will come to Raw. We'll see a possible face Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I think there's going to be basically some just mixing and matching, but Roman Reigns definitely going to get the win this time, and yeah, and save the big wins for later.
Oh man, gave me so much hope with your.
I mean, that's just how I have it booked in WWE 2K19 because don't play 20 yet. But the all right, so real quick, we are running a little out of time. We'll do our favorite ladder match the next episode since we have the prediction thing this week. But Derek, you said something about chaos.
Yeah. Okay. So in New Japan, I think we talked about it a little bit last time that 7 New Japan roster members had tested positive for COVID, and I think the leader of Chaos, Okada, is one of them. And I just checked the wrestling news; 2 more have tested positive in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Oh.
And in my house, we're just coming off COVID, and I really hope that they don't get it like we did. And yeah, whoever New Japan always keeps their injuries close to the collar, so whoever it is, I really hope that they're all okay and they recover soon.
I'm just getting word that they have revealed who caused the COVID spread too.
Donald Trump?
No, it was actually that ugly championship of theirs.
It's only their third worst design for the IWGP heavyweight title.
I just feel like, I mean, this will probably be something we talk about for a while. I feel like if I was Will Ospreay and they're like, hey, we're going to give you the championship, and here it is, I've been like, nah, pass. You know what? Wow. My girl's most likely going to NXT UK. Maybe I'll go there instead of taking this Divas Championship, and I'll move on. But I'm going to put it out there. The guy that created that belt gave New Japan COVID. So, but hopefully everybody, all of them get better, that there's no, long-lasting thing, because COVID is obviously terrible. It's crazy in Vegas now that things are getting a little normal. My work yesterday, no more masks if you're vaccinated. So it's nice to be able to just look at people and go, not vaccinated, not vaccinated, not vaccinated. But I work outside, so I got to breathe some fresh air. If I was inside, I probably would still be wearing a mask because I've had COVID once as well, and it was not the funnest time. But I'm better now. I also don't have to wear that terrible championship, and that's just gonna be my biggest cage match, is that championship.
So are we coming back? Are we gonna have a new video Monday morning like normal?
We will see. I mean, because I feel like it's it might, if anything, it might just be a day or two later, so that way we can kind of because I feel like right now the pay-per-view is going to be tomorrow. This video will be airing Saturday, so that way people can see our predictions. Then we will have so maybe some after the fallout of Monday Night Raw to see which direction they're going, so that way we're not just running down this card, because like we said, very predictable thing. So we've already pretty much laid out how we know this is going to happen, and so hopefully we'll see some fallout on from Monday Night Raw, and so we will either have a little later episode, or we will just go to the next week and have some for the rest of the week, because we haven't covered all the stuff that has happened this week.
Yeah.
There's some really good matches. So
scary moments.
Yeah. So we will so maybe just postpone it a day or so, and we'll can get to those moments and stuff. But thank you guys, and I will we'll see how these predictions go, since we basically have I can just copy and paste my answers because we all have the same answers almost. But all right,
let's hope that we're surprised.
Yes, definitely. I'm down for surprises. And Derek, what do people need to do?
Like the video, subscribe, click the bell notification for all your Rad on Wrestling needs.
Yes, help us out. Go.
Well, thank you guys, and good night.